All right, guys, thanks for checking out this free training on how I create a video from start to finish so you can create client getting short form videos in only a few minutes per day. I'm going to show you everything, right? Spoiler alert, I actually filmed this video live during my 5-day challenge. And so I thought this would be a good resource to show people how I create a video from start to finish. I recorded it live in the challenge, then I edited it live in the group. And so real quick, I'll just go through the gear that I used. I literally just used my phone. I used a Purple Panda lavalier mic. It's like $30 on Amazon. And then you just need to get this little adapter for your phone. And so this one is USB-C because I'm a heathen and use Android and not an iPhone. If you have an iPhone, get an iPhone one. These are like $10 on Amazon. And then I actually do have two lights right here. I have an LED panel up here lighting up my face, but really all you need is like a ring light. I actually have two lights. So I have the LED panel up here, but like my main light for this angle is a cheap little $20 light I think I got from Walmart that you can change the color temperature on. You can make it use all sorts of different fun colors and things like that. But anyway, that is all the gear. I hope you weren't expecting some long tutorial for the gear because it's really simple. And I think it's important to talk about that because people try to overcomplicate this stuff when we know we have a message we need to get out to the world. And so that's really all the gear you need. So with that being said, I'm about to go film the video. And so let's go ahead and check that out. You guys know the routine. It's time for me to make a video real quick. All right, fix my hat, my shirt, comb my beard, make sure the beard looks good. All right, here we go. All right, here's my 5-sentence call to action video. You want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos from start to finish? Do you want to see how I make my videos from A to Z, from what cameras I use, how I edit them, how I film them, and things like that? That one sucked. Too long. I honestly think the first one was pretty good, but I'm going to try it again. Do you want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos just like this one? It's not just some checklist that leaves you with tons of questions about lighting or which camera to use. It's not just some checklist that leaves you with tons of questions about lighting or which camera to use or anything like that. I'm literally showing you how I make these videos from start to finish, all the way down to what lights I use, what camera I use. So you can create client getting short form videos only a few minutes per day. So you can create client getting short form videos in only a few minutes per day. I'm gonna try that one sentence all in one take if I can. I'm literally showing you how I create my videos from start to finish, all the way down to which lights I'm literally showing you how I create my videos from start to finish, all the way down to what lights I use, the mics, the cameras, and all of that. So you can create client getting short form videos in only a few minutes per day. So if you have a personal brand or are trying to grow one, you have a message to share with the world. And if you've been beating your head against the wall trying to figure all this content marketing is what I meant to say. So if you've been beating your head against the wall trying to figure out all this content marketing stuff, then drop me a comment or send a DM. I'm going to use BTS for behind the scenes. Then drop a comment with the word. So drop a comment or send me a DM with BTS for behind the scenes, and I'll send it right over. And I'm just going to do the second half of that sentence. Click the link below this video, and I'll see you on the other side. Then click the link below this video, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, I'm going to do the bullet points again real quick, just to make sure I got it right. So if you have a personal brand or want to grow one, have a message to share with the world. So if you have a personal brand or want to grow one, you have a message to share with the world, and you've been beating your head against the wall trying to figure out all this content marketing stuff. Cool. And then I have the last part there. That's pretty much it. All right, let's go ahead and edit the video. Going to share my screen here, and we are going to pull this video in, and here is our raw file into old trusty CapCut here. And all right, so we're just going to go ahead and start editing it. And so the first thing I'm going to do, obviously, is to just pull the clip down into the timeline. And then we can start to cut out all the good parts and bad parts. And yeah, so you already saw me film the video. So I don't need to necessarily go through and play it all the way through. You kind of have a feel for what the gist of the video is. And if you're watching this video, then you likely already saw the finished product, and we'll play it at the end, of course, for you to see it. And okay, so we are going to just start cutting this out here, and I'm really using my audio waves here to look at when I'm saying something and where I'm going to make my cuts. I wish that in CapCut that you could like adjust this, but you can't. I also did find out recently that if you've ever used Descript, I was told that you could I thought there was a way to edit through text, but I actually don't see it here. I wonder if that's a different version. Maybe I need to upgrade it. I think CapCut does have a version where you can edit via text like you can in Descript. I don't see the option right here though. They have the remove filler words, which is great, but you need the pro version to do that, and I'm using the free version. So, all right, we're just gonna go ahead and edit like normal, and I'll just go ahead and start playing it and cutting out the good parts. All right, here's my 5-sentence call to action video. You want a behind-the-scenes look of how I make my videos from start to finish? Okay, so I'm just going to hit Control B right here to make a little slice to cut this into 2 clips. And then I'm going to cut another one right here. Boom. And then I'm going to delete this beginning part. I just remembered just from filming this that this particular take of it wasn't that good. I use, how I edit them, how I film them, and things like that. Too long, so we're gonna go to this next one. I see the first one is pretty good, but I'm gonna try it again. Do you want a behind-the-scenes look of how I make my videos just like this one? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go to the end of the audio wave here, hit Control B. It's gonna make a cut right there. Gonna go to the beginning of this one and Control B. Boom. All right, so we have our 2 versions of the hook. We'll go back once we finish cutting and figure out the best one to use. It's not just some checklist that leaves you with tons of questions about lighting or which camera to use. It's not just some checklist that leaves you with tons of questions about lighting or which camera to use or anything like that. Okay, I'm gonna make a cut right there. Gonna make a cut here. Cut that out. I'm literally showing you how I make these videos from start to finish, all the way down to what lights I use, what camera I use. So you can create client getting short form videos only a few minutes per day. So you can create client getting short form videos in only a few minutes per day. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna make a cut right here. Gonna make a cut right here. Gonna make a cut right here, and gonna make a cut right here. So I know that this is the filler space. We're gonna cut that out. This is the filler space. We're going to cut that out. And so we're just leaving all the good stuff in, right? That we want to actually keep in the video. That's all in one take as I can. Okay, we're just going to fast forward. I'm literally showing you how I create my videos from start to finish, all the way down to which lights. I'm literally showing you how I create my videos from start to finish, all the way down to what lights I use, the mics, the cameras, and all of that. So you can create client getting short form videos in only a few minutes per day. Okay, Control B right here. Oops. All right. And then I know that's basically a retake of this sentence. So let's listen back to him and see which one we want to keep. I'm literally showing you how I make these videos from start to finish, all the way down to what lights I use, what camera I use. so you can create client getting short form videos in only a few minutes per day. I'm literally showing you how I create my videos from start to finish, all the way down to what lights I use, the mics, the cameras, and all of that. So you can create client getting short form videos in only a few minutes per day. Okay, I definitely like that second take better, so I'm going to delete the first two. So if you have a personal brand or are trying to grow one. Okay, so these are kind of the bullet points. I just remember from filming that I went through and did it a second take all the way through. So if you've been beating your head against the wall trying to figure out all this content marketing stuff, then drop me a comment or send a DM. Then drop a comment with the word. So drop a comment or send me a DM with BTS for behind the scenes, and I'll send it right over. And I'm just going to do the second half of that sentence. Click the link below this video, and I'll see you on the other side. Then click the link below this video, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so I know this part is a good part. That's my ad call to action. And then here's my organic call to action right here. So I'm going to delete this. And I know, so these are supposed to be like bullet points in the video. And I know I went back and did them again. So I'm just going to go to that second part because I think that was better. Okay, I'm going to do the bullet points again real quick. Yeah, just to make sure I got it right. So if you have a personal brand or want to grow one, have a message to share with the world. So if you have a personal brand or want to grow one, you have a message to share with the world, and you've been beating your head against the wall trying to figure out all this content marketing stuff. Cool. And then I have the last part there. Okay, cool. So I'm going to make a cut here and a cut here. I'm going to delete this part. We're going to delete this part. And we're going to, I'm just going to move this to the end because I don't know if I want to delete it yet, but this should be all of the video up until this point. And then this is just extra. So let's watch it all the way through here. I know we have two hooks, so let's see which one we like best. You want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos from start to finish? Do you want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos just like this one? It's not just some... You want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos from start to finish? Do you want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos just like this one? It's not just some check... I think I like the first one better, from how I make my videos from start to finish versus how I make videos just like this one. I might keep the just like this one, actually. I'm just going to move this one to the end, too. Okay. You want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos just like this one? It's not just some checklist that leaves you with tons of questions about lighting or which camera to use or anything like that. I'm literally showing... Okay, so now I'm just going to zoom in here. There's a little bit of dead space here at the end that I want to cut off, so I'm just going to drag this over a little bit. To use or anything like that. I'm literally showing you how I create my videos. Okay, and just going to zoom in a little bit more here. There's a little bit of dead space at the beginning of this one too, so just going to pull that back. Okay. I'm literally showing you how I create my videos from start to finish, all the way down to what lights I use, the mics, the cameras, and all of that. So you can create client getting short form videos in only a few minutes per day. So drop a comment or send me a DM with BTS for behind the scenes, and I'll send it right over. Then click the link below this video, and I'll see you on the other side. So if you have a personal brand... Okay, so we want to put the bullet points here before the call to action. Whoops. Yep, right there. DM with BTS for behind the scenes, and I'll send it right over. Then click the link below this video, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, cool. So then it just goes from that. Minutes per day. So if you have a personal brand or want to grow one, you have a message to share with the world, and you've been beating your head against the wall trying to figure out all this content marketing stuff, so drop a comment or send me a DM with BTS for behind the scenes, and I'll send it right over. Then click the link below this video, and I'll see you on the other side. You want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos from start to finish? A couple different options here. I like both of those hooks. The call to action, I meant to start it with then comment below, but it says so comment below. So drop a comment. So drop a comment. All this content marketing stuff. So drop a comment. I wonder if I can cut off the so and just make it say drop a comment. So drop a... Like right here is where I start drop. So let's try that. Drop a comment or... Okay, and then we're going to cut out some of this dead space here.
figure out all this content marketing stuff, drop a comment or send me a DM with BTS for behind the scenes, and I'll send it right over. Then
Okay, that works. I think that works.
click the link below this video and I'll see.
Okay, and I just kind of, sometimes if I have clips that I want to keep, I can't drag them back into there. Sometimes if I do that, then like in Premiere, I can just slide them over. If I turn off the, there's like a snap tool or something. Turn off auto snapping. So then nope, actually you can't do that. Okay. Well, when I go and make the, other version of this, then I'll just change that, or I'll have to drag that clip in to get the other call to action when I make the ad version. So I'm just going to go and delete those. We're at a little over 32 seconds here, which is a little bit longer than I wanted, but I think it's okay. Usually trying to shoot for like 20, 30 seconds with these. But okay. So,
Do you want to behind?
We've got it all cut down. And so now we need to start thinking about where we can add like different effects and things like that. I know for one example, when I do the bullet points, then I'm going to put a black background on the screen and kind of list the bullet points. So
if you have a personal,
so like right here.
so if you
about right there, I want this to come in. So I have this this black paper background animation that I've used in some videos. So you can get resources like this on the internet. A lot of them are free. Like there's some paid sources you can use as well. If you do use Premiere, I would recommend getting Mr. Horse. It's a plugin. They have a free version, but the paid version comes with a whole lot of cool assets that you can use in your videos. But this one, I think in particular, I think I actually made this one, to be completely honest with you.
or want to grow one.
So what I did was I just found like a black, like just an image on Google of like a black crumbled paper background like this. And then I made it kind of like stop motion, where every like 1 second I would change the rotation of it so it like flips back and forth, so it looks like it's moving, and it kind of gives you that stop motion effect. And then so if I'm just rotating it so it's vertical, and then scaling it up so it fills the screen about right there.
Personal brand.
If I play it through, you can kind of see that stop motion effect. It's kind of a cool little background.
So if you have a personal brand or want to grow one, you have a message to share with the world, and you've been beating your head against the wall trying to figure out all this content marketing stuff.
Okay, cool.
Personal brand or want to grow.
So if you have a personal brand and want to grow one, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab text, and then we're just going to drag this in about right here. And then we're going to drag it to the end of this animation part. So we want it to say, if you have a personal brand or want to grow one. And the way these bullets are going to slide in, I think I'm going to make them left aligned. There's a word for that. I can't think of what the word is right now. I just personally like this font. You can pick whatever font you want, and I think you can like upload fonts into here too. They have a bunch of really cool ones. But I like this one, Avenir Next. And then, so I'm probably going to drop the font size to probably about 11 right there. Whoops. And then what I want to do before I go and make all the other bullet points is I want to add whatever animations that I want to this text. And then once I have it kind of set the way that I want, then I can just duplicate that text layer for my other bullet points, and then all the effects and everything will still be there. So for this, let's see, look at the different animations. This is something that I don't love about CapCut, just because they have a bunch of pro ones which you can't export. You can add them, but you can't export with it, and I'm using the free version. So I have to make sure I'm using ones that don't have this little pro icon right here. But anyway, I'm just looking for an effect where it like slides in from the left side. Hopefully they have one of those. Blur left like that.
Personal brand.
I wish it came in from the right. Oh,
personal brand.
There, that one's kind of cool.
Have a personal brand or want to grow one.
Okay.
So if you have a personal brand or want to grow.
All right, that's kind of neat. I think I might make it come in a little faster, so you can adjust
want to grow one.
the You can adjust the speed of the animation here. It was set to 0.5 seconds by default. I'm going to change it to like
brand or
0.3.
what. So if you have a personal brand or want to,
So it just kind of comes in a little faster, which gives the effect of it like moving faster just because the animation time is shorter. So that's in there. And then there's like some loop animation. So like if you want it to do something while it's there, then you can use one of these. I've found that they're like a little bit too much. It'd be cool if there was like just like a subtle little wiggle effect. And that's one thing that so like this one, for example, if I wanted this wave, you can adjust the speed of it,
or want to grow one,
but you can't really adjust the amount that it fluctuates. And that's one of the things that I don't really love about CapCut. Is just that there's not a ton of flexibility with the animations. But for a free tool, like I think it's really cool that you can do that. But okay, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna use any of these. This little jiggly
brand or want to grow one. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe if we make it real slow.
Want to grow one. You have a message to share with the world.
I don't know. I think that just makes it kind of hard to read. Scroll up, wave. Oh, like this doodle effect is kind of cool. I don't really like how it zooms in, but how it just kind of like wiggles while it's sitting there is kind of neat. What about this wobble?
Or want to grow one. You have a message to share with the brand or want to grow one. You have a
kind of just makes it look a little staticky. But anyway, you can like have as much fun as you want, like figuring out all these animations and everything. I think I'm just gonna stick with this one right here.
If you have a personal brand or want to,
and then we need to get the timing down, where we want it to come in at the right time. So
a few minutes per day. So if you have a person,
okay, and then so I think I might start the black background just a little bit sooner. And then I want the text to start animating in right when I say the word have.
A few minutes per day. So if you...
So right there is about where I'm about to start saying have. So I just want to move this up just a smidge and extend this to the end.
Only a few minutes per day. So if you have a personal brand or want to grow one, you have a message to share with the world.
Okay.
You have a personal brand or want to grow one, you have...
And then, so right now, that's where I want the second bullet point to come in. Now that I have my animations, I can copy and paste this. And then this is just a duplicate of the same layer. But what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to the middle align. And so this is our second layer. And then we wanted to say have a message to share with the world. I want that to come in right there. And then we're just going to shorten this here.
Beating your head against the wall trying to figure, and you've been beating.
And then, and you've been beating your head against the wall. And then we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to move this one down a little bit. So it's a evenly spaced with the top one as close as possible. It'll change once we do this because this is a longer one. Let's see, been beating your head against the wall, trying to figure out this content marketing stuff. All right, we just need to work on the spacing here. We're gonna do content marketing stuff on the last line, I think. Looks kind of weird. We're just trying to, just visually trying to make it look as good as possible here. Okay, and then we want to, so with all of these, can I do all of these at the same time? Yeah, so we're gonna left align them here so they're all lined up, and then we can kind of move them however we want, and then we can also space them evenly horizontally and vertically with these buttons over here. So we've got them evenly spaced now, and then we want the, whoops. We can just select all of these again here, and then we can move these around where we want. Is there a middle right there? Yeah, about right there. Whoops. And then I think we can actually probably move these closer. And then I'm actually going to remove have from the beginning of these, and then do some. I'm going to show you in a second. I'm gonna put text at the top that says, so if you colon, and then they kind of show up like bullet points like that. So let's go here, and then I'm gonna put this underneath here. So we're just creating a duplicate again, and then so if you have, and then we're just gonna change this one because it's kind of like the header for our bullets here. Whoops. Let's go ahead and left align all of these. Boom, like that.
So if you have a personal brand or want to grow one, you have a message to share with the world, and you've been beating your head against the wall trying to figure out all this content marketing stuff, drop a comment or...
Okay, and we're just kind of trying to get this timing down. Whoops, they're all selected. I'm gonna do that so they all disappear at the same time.
So if you have a personal brand or want to grow one.
Okay, and then so you have, I think I'm going to use a slightly different animation here. Let's do this glitch.
So if
there we go, that looks kind of cool.
Per day. So if you have a personal brand or want to grow one, you have a message to share with the world, and you've been beating your head against the wall trying to figure out all this content.
Okay, just a nitpicky thing. I think there's a space right before marketing, so let's remove that just so it's all left aligned and looks nice.
So if you have a personal brand or want to grow one, you have a message to share with the world, and you've been beating your head against the wall trying to figure out all this content marketing stuff.
Cool. So that's like a pretty easy way to add some like fancy animations in here. We just need to make this text a little bit longer because there's like a frame or two here where the black stays on, but the text doesn't disappear. We can do that. And we're just going to zoom out here.
So if you have a personal brand or want to grow one, you have a message to share with the world, and you've been beating your head against the wall trying to figure out all this content marketing stuff, drop a comment or send...
Cool. So that's a simple little animation that we can do there.
Do you want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos just like this one? It's not just some checklist that leaves you with tons of questions.
Okay, so one little effect here that we can do on the intro is we can do like a zoom in effect. So where it's like slowly zooming in as we do it. So we're going to use what's called keyframes. And so basically what we're doing with keyframes is we're setting two memory points of different settings. So like this scale setting right here, see how it basically just affects the zoom of it. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to hit Control Z to undo that, put it back to 100. So we're setting two memory points. And so basically we want them right at the beginning of this clip at 100%, where it is right now. And then if we set another keyframe at the end of this clip to say 120%, then it's going to slowly zoom. And something that is kind of annoying with keyframes is it's hard to have keyframes at the beginning and end of each clip. So what I'll usually do is just click this little button right here and it'll add a keyframe. And see there's this little diamond right here on the clip. And then I'll just pick another arbitrary point in here and add another keyframe. And I'll go ahead and set this to where I want it, which is going to be, let's do like 125 maybe. Let's try that. So I'm just going to type 125 in here. And then so now what I can do with these two keyframes is I'll move this one to the beginning and then I'll drag this one to the end. And so now when you play this back,
do you want a behind the scenes
you have this zoom in effect.
My videos just like this one. It's not just some...
And then you also get a nice cut at the end when it ends and then cuts back to the original clip. So as you can see, there's a little bit of dead space here that I want to try to cut out real quick. So we're just going to click that right there. Just cleaning it up. And then so now let's watch it back one more time.
Do you want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos just like this one? It's not just some checklist that leaves you with tons of questions about lighting or which camera to use or anything like that. I'm literally showing you how I create my videos from start to finish, all the way down to what lights I use, the mics, the cameras, and all of that. So you can create client getting short form videos in only a few minutes per day. So if you have a personal...
All right. And I just noticed that little transition was a little bit awkward because it makes this cut and then the black shows up. So I'm just going to push the black to the beginning.
Minutes per day. So if you have a personal...
All right, cool. And then I'm not sure what happened there. We're just going to end that. Okay, cool. And then so now I don't really see a lot of opportunities for other effects. A lot of times I will like to go through and do these like any animations like this before I add the captions. Just so it's less work that you have to do on the captions aspect of it. But
so you can create client getting short form videos in only a few minutes per day.
okay, cool. And then so now what I'm going to do to add captions is just go down to text, go to auto captions, generate. Just going to take a couple seconds to do its thing. All right, cool. So now we have our caption track. I'm not sure why it put this one on the top line. We're just going to, oh, can I not put it there? Okay, cool. Cool. All right, so
do you want a behind the scenes
now we have captions on our video. And so now what we can do is just kind of adjust the formatting how we like it. Me personally, there's a bunch of like templates here that you can use and you can make them look however you want. Color wise, different shadows and stuff. I personally like the white background and black text. That's just kind of what I use. And then I'm going to go back to this Avenir Next font that I like as well. But you can make it look however you want. You can also adjust like the background. You can make it like rounded. See how the corners of that are rounded now. You can change. You can add like a glow effect. It doesn't look good on black, but if you used a color, it would look kind of cool. I'm going to remove that obviously, but you can add shadows. You can add curve. I've actually never played with that. But yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do with the text. I would just say just to make sure that it's really legible, I like using big, bold fonts that are really easy to read. But yeah, just keep that in mind. And also keep in mind what you're wearing in the background too. Like I'm wearing a solid colored shirt. I usually recommend wearing solid colored shirts. And then like if you're wearing a dark colored shirt, then use a light colored text just so there's the contrast there and doesn't blend in. But anyway, so now we can kind of just go ahead and move this where we want it. I usually like mine about right here. We want to be mindful of, you know, the like, comment, share buttons over here on the right and the description at the bottom. And so, yeah, so all of my captions are there. And what I'm going to do is we're going to have to go through and manually adjust these captions, but I'm going to make the font size a little bit bigger. I'm going to go with 10. Just a little bit more legible.
Do you want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos just like this one?
Okay, cool.
It's not just some checklist that leaves you with tons of questions about lighting or which camera to use.
Okay, so we're basically just going to go through these captions one by one and just adjust them how we see fit. And you can see there's captions over this part where we made these bullet points, so we can just go ahead and delete those right there. And then way less captions for us to worry about here.
Right. Do you want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos just
okay, so this is kind of a long hook, but we can make it work. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this first part because we can go through and adjust these how we want to. So let's see. Do you want a behind the scenes look? And I'm a big fan of like spacing, just visually making sure like the text blocks are as even as possible. So you'll see me do that a lot. So I think on the first block here is, do you want a behind the scenes look?
Of how I make a behind the scenes look of.
Okay, so I'm just going to end this one here. And then I'm actually going to, since there's so much space, I'm just going to copy and paste this text layer. And then I'll just type what I want to say. So of how I make, wait, what is it? What did I say again?
How I make my videos just like this one.
Of how I make my videos just like this one. Okay, so I'm just going to delete that one. Of how I make my videos just like this one. Cool, so we're pretty evenly spaced there. Maybe I can put videos on the bottom line, see how that works. I don't think it really matters. Those are about the same. Okay, so
do you want a behind the scenes look of how I make?
And also, actually, before I get too far into this here, I do want to show that you can add some cool effects. They have like a bunch of animation presets here. So if you go to the captions, no, if you go to the text tab right here, you can go to templates. If you go to templates, why isn't it letting me click it? Maybe if I unclick apply all, but I do want to apply it to all. So there's a whole bunch of text templates that you can use here. So like if you like the one word at a time thing, just click on one of those.
Behind the scenes look of how I make my videos just like this one. It's not just some checklist that leaves you with tons of questions.
See, so it like has that template. Maybe I like this one here.
I want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos just like this one.
And then you can kind of just go through and edit the like what shows up at the
Look
same
of
time.
how I make my videos just like this one.
So these all have like different little animations and stuff that you can do.
I make my videos just like this one. It's
That
not
one's
just
kind
some
of cool.
checklist that leaves you with tons of questions.
You know, just do whatever you want. I personally like doing custom ones, but that's just me. Looks like that one's loading. But yeah, there's tons of these different presets that you can play around with. This one might look cool. It's one of the pro ones,
just like this one.
But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show that real quick. I'm just going to go back to this to remove that. So, okay, now I've got to go change it back. Okay, so we're just going to go back to basic here, and I'm going to do white with black. We're going to go to Avenir next, make the font 10, and boom, we're back to where we started. Okay, so do you want a behind the scenes
look of how I make my videos just like this one? It's not just some checklist that...
It's not just some checklist. I'm going to put it in quotes, checklist. It's not just some checklist. Whoops, I added a space in there that I didn't mean to. I'm kind of OCD about little stuff like that.
That leaves you with tons of questions about light.
Okay, so I think this one's just going to say tons of questions. Let's make tons of questions, that blue color that I've been using.
That leaves you with tons of questions about lighting or which questions about light list that leaves you with tons of questions about.
Okay, so at about, when I start saying about
lighting or which
about lighting or which camera to use.
Anything like that.
And so like, here's a good example of sometimes where we don't necessarily have to say exactly what we're saying in the video in the captions. So right here at the end of this sentence, I say or anything like that.
Lighting or which camera to use or anything like that.
So I'm not necessarily going to include that in the caption. I'm not going to type that out because it's just extra text. It's, you know, busy and harder to read. Because a lot of times people are watching these videos with no sound on, so we just want to make it as you know, concise as possible.
Or which camera to use or anything like that. I'm literally showing you how I create my videos from start to finish, all the way down to what lights I use, the mics, the cameras, and all of that. So you can create client getting. I'm literally showing you how I create my videos from start to finish, all the way down to what lights I.
All the way down to. Okay, I think, so this wasn't working because I go in here. It was too long to like fit in there. Okay, whatever.
I create my videos from start to finish, all the way down to what.
Okay, so I'm going to put all the way down to on the previous caption track here. All the way down to.
Down to what lights I use, the mics, the cameras, and all of that. What lights I use, the.
To. So this block is just going to say what lights I use, the mics, the cameras, and all of that. So we can just go ahead and delete those, extend this caption track all the way down.
What lights I use, the mics, the cameras, and all of that. So you can create client getting short form videos in only a few minutes.
Okay, I don't know why some of this is bold, some of it's not, but that's okay. So you can create, okay, so what I'm emphasizing here is client getting. So I'm going to caps this, client getting. And then I'm going to make these blue. So it kind of pops a little bit.
So you can create client getting short form videos in only a few minutes.
Okay, I'm not sure why it didn't adjust the text for all of this, but that's okay. We're going to go back to 10. Is that what I made the font size 10, right? Yeah. Ah, that's annoying. So I had the apply to all section, and so it kind of erase some of this. I changed the color and the font and the size, so it changed all the rest of it. That's fine. Okay. So say in only a few minutes per day. And then so we're going to make this blue.
So you can create client getting short form videos in only a few minutes per day. So if you have a personal brand or want to grow one, you have a message to share with the world, and you've been beating your head against the wall trying to figure out all this content marketing stuff, drop a comment or send me a DM with BTS for behind the scenes, and I'll send it right over. Do you want to behind?
Okay, so cool. So call to actions here are really fun because, you know, obviously they get people reaching out to us, learning about what it is that we're talking about. And on the videos, we want to make sure the call to action is on the screen as long as possible. So I'm going to fit all of this in one text block here. So I wanted to say, drop a comment or DM me BTS. DM me BTS to get the guide or something like that. All right, and then so we're gonna make BTS this blue color. Can we make just this one bigger? I'm gonna uncheck that apply to all so it doesn't change all my text here. Yeah, so I'll just make that one a little bit bigger so it pops a little bit. I'm gonna simplify this a little bit. I'm gonna take out drop. Okay, drop a comment and just say comment or DM me BTS. I'm even gonna take this out. And then I can make this even bigger. Here we go. Just really simplifying it as much as possible. And then I wonder if now there's just like so much white space. See if I can adjust this here. That's the lowest height, lowest width. Okay, let's maybe add a little effect in here. I kind of like that glitch.
Drop a comment.
So that's kind of neat.
Drop a comment or send me a DM with BTS for behind the scenes, and I'll send it right over.
Cool. Visually, it's not stunning. Maybe I'll drop this down a little bit more. Maybe if I put it on one line. Whoops. BTS, does that not all fit on one line? Okay, so we'll just leave it like that. Comment or DM me BTS. To get the free guide. And then we're gonna go back to black here. And then we're gonna go this back to 10. The spacing looks a little weird. What about if we drop this back on the same line to get the guide? To get the video. Just trying to think of what combination of words makes the most sense here. Maybe we'll drop this down a little bit more. Comment or DM me BTS to get the video. Cool. I think that works. Okay, sweet. All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna watch it through real quick and see if there's any opportunities to add any more fun stuff.
Do you want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos just like this one? It's not just some checklist that leaves you with tons of questions about lighting or which camera to use or anything like that. I'm literally showing you how I create my videos from start to finish, all the way down to what lights I use, the mics, the cameras, and all of that. So you can create client getting short form videos in only a few minutes per day. So if you have a personal brand or want to grow one, you have a message to share with the world, and you've been beating your head against the wall trying to figure out all this content marketing stuff, drop a comment or send me a DM with BTS for behind the scenes, and I'll send it right over.
Cool. I mean, that's the video. Like you could leave it at that. I do just kind of want to show you a couple things that you can do. You can go into this audio tab right here and look for sound effects. So like, I know a really popular one is like a pop. Let's see if they have anything here. Pop. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like a pop sound effect. Maybe that's not a good example. Let's go whoosh. So like, there's some whooshes you can use. Things like that. Like the other day I used like a cash register. Whoop, that's kind of loud and annoying. Their sound library isn't fantastic, but there are some cool things that you can use in there. Yeah, and I mean you can look at there's tons of cool stuff you can do in there. A couple other cool things you could do is like add transitions. So we want to keep in mind which ones have the pro setting if you're using the free version of CapCut. But like something like this, you just kind of drag it in between two clips, and
just like this one. It's not just some checklist.
And then you get that little transition there. I'm going to remove that one because I don't love it. I personally try to stick to the, which one? Movement. So just like sliding left, sliding right, up and down. There's some other cool ones you can do, like the swirl. Pulling out and pulling in is always fun too. I used that in the video yesterday. So we can put the pull in right there and then pull out right before we do this bullet point part. And so it's kind of like we're zooming out for a second to like look at these things, and then we're going to zoom back into the video.
A few minutes per day. So if you have a personal brand or what,
so that's kind of nifty.
You have a message.
CapCut in particular, though, since it's only doing the transition through like on the clip in the background, it's not actually doing the transition on top of like the black part, which is just a video on top of the video, right? Because we're layering it on top. The effect doesn't. So like I can hit the right arrow key and you can kind of see frame by frame how the effect works. See, it's kind of zooming out, and then it just kind of like does an abrupt stop, as opposed to like if I were to drop it between these two clips, you could see how the effect is on the next video too. And so it blends it together a lot better.
Like that. I'm literally showing you how
you see what I mean? As opposed to this, so where it's kind of like starting the animation and then it kind of gets cut off halfway through. Just something to keep in mind. But yeah, I mean, have some fun with it here. Let's see. Sometimes I do like to do the pull in at the beginning of the videos, just so as people are scrolling and it automatically plays, it's just like a sudden jarring motion to, grab somebody's attention. And I'm actually going to try like a little life hack here. Let's see if this works. So I can't actually add the effect at the beginning because it has to go in between two clips. So it puts it right there. But I wonder if I make a cut right here. This is an experiment. I haven't tried this before, but if I put that right here,
do you want a behind the scenes?
That just looks weird. Let's try it again. Maybe we'll go closer to the beginning. Maybe like right here. Do Control B, pull in. Will it let me put it there? Video too short. Apply transition effect to longer video. Okay. Is that cut gone? Okay. What I can try to do here is maybe add a little bit of space there, and then do Control B like that, and then pull in right here. See if that works. Video too short. Shucks. Maybe if we make that a little bit longer. Boom. Okay. Let's see what this looks like.
Do you want to behind this?
Nope, that looks weird. I wonder if we can adjust these keyframes. And then I wonder if we can game the system now that it's shorter to do that. No, it cuts it off. Okay, so nope. Okay, so we leave it there. Adjust these keyframes a little bit. Let's see if that does anything.
Do you want to behind this?
No. Okay, so that's not really an option. We're just kind of experimenting there. We're going to cut it back to where it was right here.
Do you want a behind the scenes look of how I make my videos just like this one?
Okay,
it's
cool.
not just some checklist that
okay. So kind of had an idea for a sound effect. It's not just some checklist that leaves you blah blah blah. If I could have like a womp 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 sound, something like that. Nope, I don't hear anything. Let's search sad. Gothic sad music. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Sad music box. Nope. 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 Definitely not what I'm looking for. Anyway, like I said, their sound library isn't super great, but they do have some cool stuff in there that you can use. I would like to find at least one that we can use. Let's go back to client getting short form videos.
So you can create.
So I want it to be right when I start to say client getting. So we'll go back to like the cash register, for example. We'll search that in here and open the register. So there's that sound effect, and we'll just drag and drop that into the video here. And then we're probably going to want to bring the volume down to like run -10, -8, somewhere around there.
Client getting short form videos.
Still a little bit loud, so we'll drop it down to like -14.
Client getting short form video.
Okay, cool. And you can adjust the volume over here too. It's at -14. I still might even bring it down to like -18. We don't want sound effects to be too loud.
Client getting short form videos and only a few minutes per day.
Cool. So okay, so a few minutes per day. Maybe we could do like time ticking or clock ticking, I guess would be a better verbiage there. Clock sound. Big old clock. Xylophone. Nope. It's kind of a fun song, but not for this, but that could be used. Okay, none of these are really exciting me here. I don't really love that clock sound, but if you did want to use it, you could just drop that in here and then zoom out. We'll probably make it like this long. And then see these little dots here? This is essentially a fade in, fade out. So you can see, like if you drag this over here, the sound would fade out.
And only a few minutes per day. So if
you see how it kind of fades. So we can leave that in there. And then maybe we'll drop the volume down here to, why isn't it letting me adjust it? We're going to go to like -12 probably. Is it going to let me do it? I don't know why it's not letting me adjust the volume. That's fun. Maybe we'll just do it this way. Go right there.
And only a few minutes per day. So if you have a
cool. So there's that. I would like to spice up the hook a little bit more, like the very beginning of the video. I'm trying to think of some ideas.
Look of how I make my videos, just like this one.
Something I could do is there's a clip of like a silly video that I made a while ago that I could use. Let's see if I can find that real quick, if it's not going to take too long here. Content, Reels, TikToks. Okay, here we go.
Do that. All the gurus.
Okay, so if you haven't seen this video, it's on my if you go back far enough on my Instagram or my TikTok, you'll find it. It's really silly, but all right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna zoom out here, and so this is a full clip where it's a stupid video, but it was pretty funny, where I dressed up in a wig and did some silly stuff. Wait, that's not even the whole video. What? I'm confused. That's only like the second part of the video. What's going on here? Oh, here it is. Give me just a second here. Yeah, this kind of stuff is when video editing gets fun, when you can like add humor. This should be, yeah, this is it here. Okay, so I want to use this clip, this one right here. So when I'm talking about behind the scenes videos. So I'm just going to shorten that up here. So we only want like a tiny little clip of it. And then we're going to move that right here. So now it goes to...
It's not just some check.
So you want a behind the
scenes look at how I make videos just like this one? It's not just
silly. It's silly. But it messed up my captions here. Yeah, that's annoying. I wish I would just move it over, but all we have to do is move all of these over to right at the end of this silly clip. Oh, I didn't move this. All right, we got to select all of this stuff right here and move it over to right here. You see you're getting that green line where it's the end of the silly clip onto the rest. And so we can just move all of this over, and now everything's lined up again.
It's just like this one.
And so we're going to want to drop the volume on this one here. Audio volume, we'll probably turn it down to like -8.
One. It's not just some checklist.
Maybe even a little bit more. Maybe like -12, 13.
Just like this one. It's not just some checklist that leaves you with
Silly.
tons of questions about lighting or which camera to use or anything like that. I'm literally showing you how I create.
Okay. Let's see if we can find like a descending sound effect. Because I feel like there's an opportunity to add something where when I say it's not just a checklist or something like that, it just leaves you with a bunch of questions. Nope. I'm thinking of something that's like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, like a video game sound kind of thing, like a womp womp womp. None of these are really doing it for me though. Yeah, no. Nope. These are all the same. Ascending and descending ghost horror comical mystery. Anyway, I could probably find a sound effect in some of my like paid asset places, but I'm just not going to worry about it for this particular video. We've been recording this for almost an hour now, so I just kind of wanted to give you some options of what you can do. You know, there's some like effects and oh, those are actually kind of neat. I haven't really played around with these too much, but there's a bunch of cool effects you can play around with. Have stickers, like if you wanted, you know, this like game over thing. Granted, it's a pro one, but just as an example, you just drag it in there and it has a little animation for you. Little fire emoji type thing. Just tons of cool stuff you can do, especially for free software. You got filters, apparently. That's cool too. I wonder if we could add a filter to this. That actually is something that I want to show you that you can do to like adjust the color. Let's play with some of these.
Videos just like this one.
Nope, not that.
Videos just like this.
Nope.
Videos just like this.
Nope.
Videos just like.
Nope.
Videos just like.
Yeah, none of these are really like what I'm looking for.
Videos just like this.
You know, but you can kind of play around with these and have fun with them. That one looks okay. But if I, wait, how can I remove it? Is it still there?
How I make my videos just like this one.
Yeah, I kind of want to take it off. How do I remove it? Oh, that's just a sample. Okay, you actually have to do that to add it. So I'm not going to do that, but you guys can do that if you want to. And I'm actually, can I move this to a separate clip? Oh, and it moves those over? That's silly. I don't want it to do that. I want to go up and have it like hold the place. So this could be on a different track. But anyway, what I am going to do though, is I'm going to highlight all of the video clips here. And then I'm going to hit Control and then click the silly clip of me because I don't want to edit the color of that one. But for these, I do want to adjust the color a little bit. Why won't it let me pick adjustment? Here we go. Oh, you can do auto adjust, which is kind of neat. So it kind of brightens it up, but that is a pro feature, so you won't be able to export with it. But typically what I like to do with this is I usually like to keep it really simple. So my phone, this video came out like not very contrasty. So I would like to add like a little bit of contrast here. And a really popular look that you can get is if you like crush the highlights a little bit and you bring up the shadows and then adjust the contrast again. Just kind of get it where you like it. It kind of gives a cool little effect. And then I'll probably boost the saturation just a smidge. Maybe adjust the temperature. So the temperature is the range from like coolness to warmness. And it basically adjusts your color temperature is what it's called. And so I'm going to bring this one down just a little bit. I typically like my videos on the cooler side because I don't want to look orange. So maybe like about right there. Protect skin tone. It's a nifty setting. Haven't seen that. I don't really see a difference. Brilliance. Oh, I look so brilliant. I'm just gonna remove that. Maybe turn it up a little bit. Just kind of brightens it up a little bit. You can add sharpening. I definitely recommend not adding too much because it can start to look weird. But maybe just a little bit sometimes if your thing is a little blurry. Clarity here. I can't really put into words what it does, but you can kind of see visually what it does. I might put a little bit on it. You can add particles if you want to, not the effect I'm going for. Go for some like faded film kind of look. Probably turn that off. You can add a vignette if you want to. I might add just like a little subtle one so it like makes your face pop. Obviously you don't want to go crazy with it, but maybe just like a little bit around the edges. But yeah, that just kind of makes the video pop a little bit more. I wish there was a way to, I guess I could all right, add this back. So that's the original of what it looks like. And then now that's what it looks like. So it's just a little more colorful, a little more bright, a little more clear. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I think I'm going to call this one done. And so to export these videos, all you need to do is go to the export button up here at the top. And okay, so this I'm going to say day 5 video because it's the day 5 video for my challenge. And then we're going to go 1080p, bitrate on higher, codec H.264, format MP4, frame rate 30 FPS, and you can just leave all this other stuff, blank, and then just hit export.
Do you want to?
And it'll do its thing for a minute. It's also going to prompt you to, you can like post directly to TikTok and YouTube from here. I personally don't do that, but if you want to do it, go for it. And then I just hit cancel on that part. And it is exported and it's on my desktop already.
Do you want a behind the scenes look of
there is the finished video? So that's it for the editing portion. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something, but most importantly, I hope you actually use it to start making videos for yourself, because I know that since you watch this, you have a message to share with the world, and it's your responsibility to get your message out there, because people that you know you can help are going to spend their money with your competition because they're visible and you're not. So with that being said, like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. And by the way, this is a service that I offer. I help people plan, film, and edit these videos completely remotely through Zoom. So the way that works is basically we do the market research. We plan out the videos for you for each month. And then you and I would hop on Zoom and film them together. I tell you what to say, how to say it. Maybe stop rambling here, maybe elaborate on this, give a little bit more context here. We film the videos, you send them to us through Google Drive or Dropbox, and we edit the videos for you and send them back ready to post. So if that sounds like something you're into, then there's a button below this video to book a call with me, and we'll kind of see what you've got going on to see if I can help. And if not, that's cool too. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.